What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over how to clear the first floor of a Skoll and Hati without FREYR. So let's hop into the video. Alright, guys, so this is the team that I actually used to clear here without FREYR, and this is the exact team comp, man. It's pretty crazy. The fact that I was able to clear this with a level 95 Arthur as well, by the way, is pretty crazy. I'm definitely going to get him to level 100 though for the team, but this is the team comp here, guys. And in terms of gear that we got going on here, we got attack rate damage on my Brunhilde right here. I did get her to level 100 and she does have her holy relic, so that's something to take into account. I do have Arthur here, and he is on HP defense with his holy relic as well, but it doesn't really do anything in the fight. It's mainly just there for the you know, the stats. But yeah, I'm running HP defense standard, you know, pretty standard, you know, nothing too crazy. He's only level 95 as well, so you know, it could do better. And then my Trader Meliodas here is on attack crit damage. We're running the exact same setup for him as we were on the FREYR team. And then for the replacement for FREYR, we are actually running green Melascula on the team. Alright, for green Melascula's gear, you guys are actually going to have to run the lifesteal HP set, and you want to make sure you actually get a 100% lifesteal with Melascula through her substats, which you can get just by re-rolling the bottom pieces here. And also, if you have lifesteal pieces for her head pieces, you want to make sure it adds up to 100 there. And the reason you want to make sure it adds up to 100 is because part of her passive is increasing the allies' basic stats by 20% of the hero's lifesteal at the start of the battle, up to 20% as well. So meaning that you need 100% lifesteal to gain 20% for the whole team. So in terms of characters you guys can use, actually for floor 1 at least, as like you know, substitutes, I guess, for FREYR, I'm using green Melascula here, but you can use Scotty on floor 1. If you guys are trying to clear floor 2 and floor 3, this team is able to do it. So this team is possible to actually clear floor 3. On the screen here, you guys can see that these are the main teams that were actually able to clear stage 3. And this is the only team without FREYR that can clear stage 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep trying till I'm able to clear stage 2 and stage 3 with this team. It's probably going to take a while, but we'll see if we're able to actually clear it, guys. But this team is able to clear stage 1 as well. But yeah, again, in terms of substitutes here, you can run Scotty on floor 1 as a substitute for Melascula, but anything past floor 1, you definitely don't want to just bring Scotty. You have to bring Ignite Immunity with either Melascula or FREYR. So, but for floor 1 though, you can bring just like, you know, Scotty, FREYR, Melascula, you know, green Arthur's fine. And like you could do like green Arthur here and then swap Melascula for like another character. You could do like a DPS character, whatever. Like Elizabeth would be fine here, Deanne. But yeah, like basically the main reason we're bringing Melascula is because she has the exact same type of passive kinda as FREYR in terms of the Ignite immunity part. So allies become immune to Ignite, and she also gives 20% basic stats for the team, while Arthur's giving damage dealt, damage reduction, and then Brunhilde is just meant for demonic beast battle, with Trader Meliodas giving you damage reduction as well. So this is the team comp, and I was running damage dealt card set. The other card set that can work as well is actually going to be the healing card set. So if you have this one, very good. And another one as well is just going to be the free to play healing card set. So if you have this one as well, but you don't have like the other two, you can definitely run this one. But yeah, man, that's the setup in terms of the gear and the artifact card set, guys. Let's hop into the run and I'll kind of give you guys my idea of how I was clearing the fight. Alright, guys, so this is the team comp that we have here, as I already explained. Now we're actually going to hop into the run, so let's actually hop in here and I'll show you guys my run on floor 1 of the Skoll and Hati boss with this team. I think this team is actually a pretty good team to clear for at least like just stage 1. I know this team can clear stage 2 and 3 because of you know, the JP players. I think one person had to clear on stage 3. I don't know how long it took them to clear, but they were able to clear. Alright, so I'm pausing the video here, but I'm going to interject just to show you guys that it is doable with stage 3. So as you guys can see on the screen here, this is the clear from one of the JP players. I don't recall where I got it from. I think Rigatoni sent it to me on Twitter. But you guys can see here that the exact same team was being used. Melascula, Trader Melly, Brunhilde, and Green Arthur, and it was able to clear the stage 3, getting the stage 3 drop. So it is a possible team, and we will see. Like, I'm going to try my hardest to try and get that floor 2 and floor 3 clear with this team. We'll see how long it takes, man, and we'll see if it's even doable. But it will probably take a while if I'm able to clear. But yeah, man, I just wanted to interject and put that in so you guys know that it is a doable team. So yeah, this team is able to do it, but the only way you're able to get past stage 2 and 3 is going to be with an Ignite immune character. So we're going to talk about that when I do my stage 2 and 3 clear. But for now, since we're on stage 1, it's perfectly fine to run like, you know, just like your standard team for Skoll and Hati. You don't necessarily need an Ignite immunity character, but it's going to help a lot on the next phase. So yeah, you guys can see here, starting off the fight, I was like, okay, let's start with Arthur, and then the Brunhild Power Strike, and then we're going to get the shield up with Melascula while AoEing with Meliodas. Kind of just wasting our cards here. Putting up the shield with Melascula helps because it's basically going to be a, you know, a free just like tank from like a hit of an AoE from the enemy here. Like you guys will see, like, the single target barely breaks the shield there from him, and the AoE also barely breaks the shield as well. So they're not doing too much damage, and I think it is fairly nice there. I might actually change my link as well. I might give the Tarmiel link to my Brunhild the next time I do the run, because I feel like that might be the better strategy. But yeah, so right here I like to do the shield again. We double single target again to get a damage reduction stack. And then, yeah, we're just going to go for the damage there with Meliodas, right? Yeah, I just rip all the cards with Meliodas. And we're able to get a pretty good amount of buffs too, because Melascula is actually also giving Meliodas a buff with her shield. So that's very good in terms of getting higher amplified damage. But you guys can see here that, like, yeah, I'm hitting hard. Meliodas is actually hitting a lot harder because of Arthur damage dealt 35%. And, you know, getting that 20% basic stats from Melascula alongside the fact that she's giving that extra buff from the shield, that's actually going to be really good. So let's see here. So right here we have the shield up, and I'm like, okay, so I might have to just go for the kill here, but I'm not too sure if I'm going to be able to get it. The only thing with this team compared to the FREYR team is that you don't have a stance cancel character. Like you do with Arthur technically, but you need a rank 3, and you're not getting a rank 3. I think he does cancel stances if I'm not mistaken. It might just be buffs, but yeah, like you would need a rank 3 Arthur anyway, and the only way you can do it other than that is going to be with a Meliodas ultimate. So what I do here, I single target with Melascula there, we do the single target with Brunhild there, and I go for the single target with Meliodas, and we actually do get the kill even with his Tarmiel stance up from the other dog, which is actually pretty good for us. Yeah, moving into phase 2 here, I was trying to make sure I cleared phase 2 as fast as possible, because, you know, stage 2 is definitely a lot more, you know, reliant on clearing quick, because if you don't clear quick, you're going to take a lot of damage from the Dark Wolf. So what I do there is I drop the Meliodas ultimate, we get a good chunk of damage there, and we put up the rank 2 Melascula shield, and then follow up with the Brunhild single target. So now we have Brunhild ultimate and Melascula ultimate, and one really good thing, which I'll pause the video right here, one really good thing as well, guys, is that when the dog did his attack there and the AoE, that AoE is infect, and Melascula's shield, if he doesn't do like 2 AoEs like that and you tank the hit, you won't get infected and you're able to actually ult with a heal. The only thing is with this part, you guys will see he does it twice, so that's the only unfortunate thing. Like I feel like if he didn't go for it twice, I wouldn't have gotten sealed like that, and this wolf could have did like his thing, whatever. But yeah, man, I actually would have been perfectly fine there, and we would have been able to, you know, heal up with Brunhild ultimate and Melascula ultimate there. But it was actually you know, perfectly fine because I went for the Melascula ult and I went for the Meliodas AoE, and that all those cards right together there, we're actually able to get the kill. So you guys will see we do the power strike, we do the single target with Arthur just to get the damage reduction stack, we drop the Melascula ult, and as you guys can see, this is where, like, you know, dupes can definitely, you know, help in the fight. My Melascula hit 214k there, you guys saw, which is a lot of damage, right? Or 241k, right? And that's because I have 6 out of 6. So it's going to be a little bit different for you guys when clearing. But trust me, this team is definitely able to at least get the clear on floor 1. So yeah, so I follow up with the AoE there. And we actually do get the kill on the dog, which is very nice. Moving into the final phase here. And we actually do get the best passive as well, which is the crit damage passive. So we can actually take advantage of that pretty well as well. And yeah, you guys will see here that this part of the fight gets a little hard if you don't have Meliodas AoEs. So it's kind of my fault actually for wasting them early on. I feel like I could have definitely taken advantage of one of the melee AoEs a little bit later in the fight, which you guys will see. But yeah, man, I mean, like, overall, this team is actually it's pretty good in terms of tanking on this phase. Like, you would think you would take a lot of damage on this phase, but I was actually tanking fairly well. So yeah, my buffs do get removed on Meliodas, which is very unfortunate, but I'm glad he did the buff removal instead of the gauge reduction, because I was actually going to need Meliodas ult for when he did get his buffs up. So right here, as you guys can see, he goes for the AoE. And this is where I start to like reset. You guys will see it's just like the last video. I'm already in like 4 minutes in. I'm already at phase phase 3, and this is where it's like, okay, do I do this or do I do that? It's kind of where I get to like a point like that in the fight. But right here I was like, okay, let me get some good chip damage in on the boss here. And what I actually did as well was I think I went for the gauge reduction. If I'm not mistaken, I did push Meliodas Assault, so that was one thing I did. And then I went, okay, no, so I didn't go for the gauge reduction, so I just went for straight up damage here. So we did the power strike, we did the single target with Meliodas, and then we do the single target Brunhilde into the White Wolf there. So you guys can see we do big damage there on the White Wolf. And then I was like, okay, this is where I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna reset, because I saw the health on the wolf, and I was like, if I had like, you guys will see here, this is where I reset. I was misremembering it, but yeah, so I saw his health and I was like, okay, if I drop Meliodas out, he's gonna die. So I don't want to kill the wolf before I do kill the dark one, because you're supposed to kill them at the same turn, right guys? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to reset, unfortunately. So we load back in, and the exact same turn, and this time I'm like, okay, I can't do too much damage on the right wolf, so let's start to just do damage on the left wolf, and I think it would be fine. So I did the setup, and I did one Meliodas single target into the right wolf there, and I just laid into the left wolf with my Brunhilde cards. And you guys can see actually as well, which I don't know if this is like a glitch with the fight, but when I reset the game, it actually just removed all of his gauge, but it still felt like I was doing the the damage from having higher gauge with my detonate card that I did there. Like my detonate card, I think, did the exact same damage that it did the turn before, but like you guys can see, like, he has no gauge. So I don't know exactly if that's a glitch or not, or if like he is about to get his ultimate, is just like showing only like 2 gauge fill on his cards there. But yeah, man, I honestly don't know, but that could be a good thing. So maybe resetting is actually the play regardless. But yeah, so he goes for the gauge reduction there on Brunhilde, and I'm like, okay, Brunhilde's not gonna get an ult again, which is fine though. We don't necessarily need a ult on Brunhilde again. But you guys can see, like, the tankiness on this team, man. It's very, very nice in terms of tanking for the team. So this is where I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to have to do a few resets if I don't get this right. So I drop the ultimate, and then I follow up with, I think it's melee single target, yep. And then I follow up with, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Brunhilde, and then gauge reduction with Melascula there. And I think that was pretty close, but it actually just was not enough. So you can see that we did a good amount of damage there on the ult. And everyone, like both the bosses right now, are super low. But I got the kill on the left wolf, and I'm like, okay, this has to kill Melascula. He has no health, right? He has like only a sliver, and boom, does no damage. So I'm like, okay, gotta reset. So we load back in, and we reset, and we load back in here. So I do the ultimate again. This time I'm doing single target into the left wolf, if I'm not mistaken, right? We still do single target into the left wolf, yes. We get him super low, and then I follow up with the Melascula, gauge reduction, and then I do the detonate with Brunhilde to try that. And unfortunately, you guys can see the boss still lives with a sliver of health. So I'm like, okay, gotta reset again. So we load back into the fight again, and I'm like, there's definitely something I can do here to get the kill. And what I eventually got to the point was, after doing all the card setups, I actually I did do another reset, and this is where I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm just not going to be able to kill this turn. I have to stall a turn. So what I did was I dropped the ultimate, which you guys will see here. So I dropped the ultimate with Meliodas to remove the taunt, because we can't let the boss stay taunted on us. So I do the melee single target, and then that's when I'm like, okay, I can start wasting my cards here. So I start merging Melascula, which you guys will see here. Amazing, just taking a sweet time here, going with it. But yeah, so I waste the Arthur AoE, and then I merge Melascula right there. So I know the Arthur AoE is not going to do enough damage, and if it does do enough damage, then I kill anyway, right? Because they were both at a sliver. But you guys can see they're both at a sliver of HP there. I do the AoE with Arthur, and they both live with just a little bit of HP, man. Let me go back a little bit. You guys can see like just a sliver on both of them, which is perfect in terms of the range for killing. So now it's like, okay, this turn I can definitely go for the kill, depending on how much they lifesteal back. So the left wolf actually gained 64k just from start of turn healing, and this is where I started getting extorted. But you guys can see that even when extorted, like Brunhilde is tanking, bro. Like it's crazy. Like this team is tanks really well. So I think in terms of like clearing, if you're able to clear with this team's gonna tank very, very well, man. But right there, he does have the extort up on me, and I was like, okay, the only way I'm gonna kill this guy and then kill this guy as well with the follow-up is I'm gonna have to melee single target into this guy and then just go crazy on the other guy with all the damage that I got. So I was like, okay, here we go. Melee single target We do the detonate with Brunhild. I do the power strike with Brunhild, and then we follow up with the Melascula gauge reduction. And I think that was the perfect amount of damage actually to get the kill there. But it was very, very close, man, in terms of you know, the fight right there. You have to get them both super low, or if I had like a melee AoE there, I could have just dropped that and I would have won the fight. If I had a melee AoE or a melee ultimate, I think from that range, I definitely would have been able to get the kill. So you guys can see, man, that it is doable without FREYR. You just got to get a, you know, a team set up like this, and like take into account as well that from the beginning of the fight, my Arthur's only level 95. So this is actually a really, really strong, like tanky team that can clear stage 1. So you guys are trying to clear stage 1 with Skoll and Hati. I highly recommend this team if you guys do have the units for this. I might actually switch Tarmia Link onto Margaret or onto Brunhild instead of the Margaret Link. But we'll have to do some testing myself to kind of see what works and what doesn't. But this team is able to actually clear the first stage of Skoll and Hati. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always. If you guys want to see more videos like this, definitely let me know in the comment section below. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.